Touratech Rally 2024, my friends at Triumph have foolishly allowed me to take this Tiger 900 Rally Pro. This is the updated version, so I have test ridden a Tiger 900 Rally Pro before, but they went and made a good bike even better by adding a bunch more horsepower, adding a bigger screen, changing the seat up. They made a lot of changes to it. So this is my first chance to get on the updated Tiger 900, and I'm out here on my own. They let me borrow it, so we're not doing a demo loop with the group. I get to go out and kind of explore on my own for a little while, and it's going to be a fun ride, so I'm excited to get out and do some miles and some off-road, real off-road. One of my favorite things about Plain is this bridge. It is snowmobiles and motorcycles only. Obviously a former railroad trestle. Pretty cool to be out here on the Anakie Wilds. There's a lot to like about this bike. You guys know I have a real affection for the 900. Every time I ride one of these Tiger 900s, I want to buy it. So I'm a little concerned today, but I think we'll be fine, probably, right? First impression, sitting on the bike. One, the freaking tire pressure monitor's on, and I can't figure out how to turn it off, so my apologies. You're gonna have to see that. It said, "Goodbye, my lord." That's funny. So, first impressions, seat height. So I am balls of both feet down. The suspension is bouncy, but like stiff. It's stiff bouncy. Yeah, that's a thing that happens. It feels plush at the top of the stroke, but as I bump down on it, you can feel that it gets a little bit tighter. The display is one of the new things. This one's even bigger than the old one, so I just wanted to show you a few things in here. So it's got modes, it's got road mode, it's got a seat heater, that's right here, as you can see. So here's all the options in the menu. You got all kinds of stuff, riding aids, CPMS, and it does have, the Rally Pro also has a user configurable mode, but I'm mostly interested in the road mode, the sport mode, and the off-road mode, because I really enjoy testing out how intuitive their off-road modes are. So we got road mode, we got sport mode, we got off-road mode, we got off-road pro, we got rain mode. Off-road pro is configurable. We're gonna take off in sport mode until we get to the off-road section I want to ride. You can get in and mess with the settings in off-road pro and put it where you want, just like the rally mode on the 790, 890, and the explore mode on the Norden, but I actually really enjoy seeing how the off-road modes are tuned and how intuitive they are for what you're trying to do off-road. And the Tiger was one of the first bikes I rode with that mode that I found super impressive. So I'm sure this will be no different, but I'm excited to get out and give it a shot. Back across the cool bridge. It feels a little wide between the legs compared to like the 790 I've been riding, and I've been out on a few different bikes on this trip. This big screen is obviously immediately noticeable, adjustable windscreen. The bars are in a good position for riding off-road, or for riding on the road. Comfortable position where the bars are resting right now. They changed the seat, that's one of the upgrades on the new 900, and it's immediately noticeable. Like, I have a wide posterior, and so generally I'm on my ass bones and not like the whole thing is covered. I'm not generally spreading my weight out evenly. Basically, I have a butt that's wider than most motorcycle seats, and on this one, I do feel like I'm supported all the way across, which is weird. It's not the lightest bike on earth. It's a full-on adventure bike, but I love these middleweights. You know I do. And the 900 was one of the first bikes that I rode in this category that I was really like, this is awesome. So I have two previous test rides on these. One here, actually, at Touratech a couple years ago when they first came out with the new 900. And then one from the Mojave. So I've ridden this in the desert and I've ridden it in the forest, but I haven't really gotten a chance to take it on anything kind of difficult in the forest. So I'm just gonna do the rear end of a loop out here. Wow, I have not had enough coffee today. I'm doing the rear end of a loop. That's great, man. I think I remember how to get there. Let's find out. It's just a dream to ride on the road, man. It's a dream. For what it's worth, I think Triumph right now is supremely underrated. I think they're flying under the radar. I don't think the masses have caught on to the fact that they're making a really great adventure bike product and that they keep refining it, right? And they've made some real efforts. Like, they went out and hired Ricky Carmichael to help them build their dirt bikes. You know, this was a new model. Like, the Triumph 900 was only out for like 3-4 years, and they were like, okay, but we can make it better, and they did. Kudos to them for that. And I just think people still assume, because let's be honest, the old Tiger with the 800, that was not a great adventure bike. I mean, it's not one that I hear people talk about being exceptionally capable off-road or like fun to own. I only know a few people that have had them. They don't speak highly of them. This thing is a completely different animal though, and I just think people are sleeping on it, and that's a shame, because this and the 1200 and all of the bikes they have They have a wide range, right? They've got the street focused ones, the touring ones, and the 660 is out. I am eager and hopeful that they will come out with a 660 Rally Pro, because that would be a very reasonably priced, very fun bike. You know, and this is still hitting that BMW price point, right? It's what, $16,000, $17,000, $18,000? I don't actually know off the top of my head. I want to say 16 or 17. It's more that BMW consumer, that person who knows what they want. They want all the bells and whistles, and you want to buy a bike that you just turn the key and ride. You don't have to really do any mods to it unless you want to, and that's what the Rally Pro really is. It comes with crash bars. It's got, you know, the off-road tires. It's ready. It's ready. If you want to just spend all the money you need to get a decent adventure bike rolling, to like go on a BDR trip tomorrow, all in one go, put it on the credit card one time, this is the bike you can do it on. Okay, I gotta get into, actually, can we do it on the fly? This will be a fun test. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, where is it? Nope, you gotta stop to get in off-road mode. Okay. Lame. There it is. Yep, once I stopped, it was fine. Okay, we're in off-road mode, ABS off, or not. Let's find out. You know, you can wait for the light to tell you, or you can just go slam on the brakes. The shifter feels really soft. Like, it doesn't want to go in when I'm hitting it. Okay, well, the traction control is letting me do dumb. Let's see with the rear ABS off. Yeah, rear's off. Front, I don't think is. No, front's still on. Damn it, I love this thing. Man, first gear is tall. I didn't realize I was still in first. All right. Standing, oh my God. I love it when you can just tell a bike is designed for off-road, because the standing position is perfect. Like, my knees are perfectly tucked into this little slot where I can grip the tank. I think I've said this before, so this is something they've retained from the previous model, and it's got me naturally leaned forward over the windscreen, you know, knees bent. I got a lot of purchase here. So again, it's that kind of thing where somebody rode it off-road and was like, you know what would be great is if you could grip the tank really easily, and then they made that happen. So that's awesome. Again, I apologize. These are test rides, not reviews, right? Because I don't have time to like pour over and memorize all the specs so I can regurgitate all the things it has while I'm riding. But you know, you can find that on the website. My job is to tell you what it feels like to ride the thing. So apologies for anything that is incorrect that I might say, but this is about impressions. Oh, that suspension is nice and stiff through the bumps. That was a big a series of potholes. The old forest whoops. It's more comfortable standing up than sitting down off-road. That's something. That's something. And I've ridden a few bikes this weekend, and that's not the case with all of them. All right. Yes, I'm in the right place. This is where I was trying to get to, I think. Yeah, towards Sugarloaf. Let's go that way. The power delivery is interesting. I do find the triples. Yeah, so the TC is kicking in a little, but like, then it seems to realize what I'm trying to do and let me do it. Yeah. Interesting. So it is a little bit aggressive and invasive, the TC in standard off-road. Now, I've ridden this in the sand and it was fine. It was letting me spin the tire when I needed to and stuff, so I'm not super concerned about it. But the closest point of comparison I have right now is my 790, and the 790 doesn't cut power like that when I give it a lot of throttle in off-road mode. It doesn't like wait to make sure I really want to be spinning the tire. It might be, maybe that's good, maybe it's bad, but it is a difference. Yeah, ooh, that rear is touchy. It wants to lock up immediately. Oh God, it's just smooth and just refined and comfortable and confidence inspiring. It does feel kind of heavy. I like sluggish turn-ins, and I just feel like I definitely feel the weight in a way that I don't on some of the other similarly sized bikes. That's not a deal breaker. It's just a minor difference. It's the kind of thing you don't notice when it's your only bike, I'm sure. Oh yeah, it definitely doesn't want me to slide the rear. It's like, are you sure you want to slide the rear? What if you didn't slide the rear? I'm like, no, I want to. It's fun. That's the point of riding a motorcycle off-road, having fun. So they added horsepower. It's like they added something like 17% more horsepower to the same engine. That was one of the refinements they made. And again, that's what I'm talking about. Like, kudos to them for not resting on their laurels, but being like, no, we want to make the best adventure bike we can. I love the 900. It's a real sweet spot. Now, if the 660 comes out, I would love to get my hands on that, because That's going to be an even lighter, punchier little dual sport. Oh, the suspension. Yeah, this is the kind of bike that just makes you a better rider because it does a lot of work for you. Oh! This would actually be a terrible bike to learn to power slide on because it just saves you every time. So you'd never learn to actually control it and bring the rear back in. That would be bad. Okay, I'm trying to get to the more difficult stuff. We're not just going to do a putsy gravel road. The way it feels to me is like if I loaded this up with gear, I wouldn't even notice a difference. It's going to be a great bike for getting out and just doing everything you want to do in every situation. It floats above the ground, eating up all of the bumps and stuff underneath you, really. She floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee. True walk around here for you. She's real dusty, and this is from the demo fleet, so a few bumps and bruises, which actually makes me feel better about taking it out. Something about a pristine, unmolested bike just makes me nervous. The road gets fun from here, because we're getting off the main road. Easy to swing your leg over. I like that. And you know, for reference, I have a 30-inch inseam. It's got a USB charger built in. That's good. Always like to see that. Welcome, my lord. Okay, so it looks like it's trying to start in road mode, but it says if I hit the button, I can go right back to where I was. So that's important to know. Onward and up the mountain. I don't like where the clutch is. Can you tell? The fact that I keep riding it all the way out. Up the sketchy hill that I've actually never ridden up. This will be a good test. Yep, it's already sketchy. So rocky, loose, technical. There's some huge water bars on this as well. Yep, there's one right there, you see. Yeah. And spare me that that's not real off-road, you're on a road. I know, but this, again, is a demo they're letting me take out. I'm not going to do anything stupid crazy. And for most people that ride these bikes, this is pretty, maybe challenging is the wrong word, but typical. Pretty typical. Yeah, I've never ridden up this. It's kind of fun. I don't remember it being this sandy. I think it's gotten torn up by the traffic. It's definitely a decent, like an inch of sand, it feels like. Damn, I wish I had a third-person camera so you could see how up and downy this is, but this is actually a great run. Good call, me. Way to pick a good spot to bring it and do stuff. Oh, the other thing they did was they gave it more down-low torque, so it's more tractable and easier to use. Slow speeds. Just want you to see this. I'm going to keep going up because there's better views. I want to take a picture or two, but that is Lake Wenatchee, I'm pretty sure. Still snow in the mountains. It is gorgeous here. Continuing on. Yeah, TC's not kicking in right here, trying to get started on this loose hillside. That's good. Yeah, the standing position is very comfortable. Oh, God, that's like a 4-foot drop. Very confidence-inspiring, friends. And very, yeah, it's super controllable. Like, I'm just cruising in second, using the clutch. Yeah, taking the slow stuff around the corners and the, yep, yeah, it's very rideable. It's easy to ride. I like that. It doesn't feel like you're trying to control some sort of untamed, ridiculous beast. Yeah, the suspension is holding up great. Like, it's definitely, I'm getting a little bit, like the little bumps are being absorbed by the top of the stroke, but I'm not getting down into the stroke much. It's stiffening up whenever I come down off of one of these rises. TC's not keeping me from accelerating up the sandy garbage that this is. Yeah, I'm trying to take like the worst lines on purpose. See, here's some loosey-goosey. Blind corner up here, so I'm not gonna go too nuts. I really like the standing position. It's very easy to get forward, just where you need to be. It kind of naturally puts you there. You don't have to like fight to lean up. I don't think I'd want a tank bag on this bike. Oh yeah, okay. For legal purposes, the front end did not leave the ground there. But if you're curious if it could absorb a giant man getting the front end off the ground. What the hell is this? You know it's hardcore when there's a Kia van on the road you're riding. Oh, they have a flat though. It didn't work out so well. Okay, well, never mind. Maybe it is a little hardcore. Ooh, fancy pants Rich McGee over here. Yeah, this bike's totally BDRable. It really is. Stock foot pegs are great. They're nice and wide. Sturdy feeling. And if you were a rider who really wanted to push, I feel like you could on this. But I also feel like it's easy enough to control and handle that it'll confidently guide you through a lot of chunky stuff. Now, it's still a big bike. I mean, don't hear me saying that it's like a dual sport. It's not that level of easy to ride, but if you don't think about how big it is and just go, It's really good. This is really loose. I'm super impressed with how well I'm just getting traction and everything. Seems like it changes direction pretty quickly, easily. Yep. Rich McGee. Oh, big pothole with a fat straight up and down wall on the backside. No problems. Expect the unexpected, baby. Ow! That's why you wear your visor down, dummy. Okay, so down is just that same road again, so I'm gonna shut the camera off and I will catch you at the bottom for some final impressions and takeaways. So on the downhill here, I'm trying to take it kind of slow, just to get a sense of how a more cautious rider might feel on this bike, maybe somebody with less experience. And I will tell you immediately, here's what I love, okay? And the original, the old 900, the one from like 3 years ago had this too. There are 2 indentations on the back of the gas tank, and they are perfectly sized for my knees to go into and push against the front of my knee to push myself back, to hold myself back so I can use my core and keep my weight off the handlebars. That's a beautiful design. Thoughtful. Again, it's little touches like that that make me say, somebody who rides off-road a lot tested this and came back and it gave them just little touches and little things. I'm a big fan of this bike and its design. So back on the tame section, headed back down to the bottom of the mountain. That was a fun test. I will say this, I'm more tired than I expected to be. I don't know if that's from muscling the bigger bike around or the seating position, standing position, but it definitely does feel a little bit more effortful to ride this. I couldn't tell you specifically in what way, so I don't know if that's a great piece of feedback. But overall, I will say this, and I don't know everything about the industry, but I do have my finger kind of on the pulse of the newer and intermediate riders. I feel like I probably interact with those people more than anybody in the industry on a consistent basis. And I will say, this is just not a bike that comes up in conversations very often. None of the Triumphs do, and I do think it's just because they had a sort of questionable, that's maybe not even the right word, sort of an inconsistent reputation for both the capability, like the Tiger 800, and reliability. And it really feels to me, based on all the innovations and iterations and refinements they keep making to their bikes, they're doing things a different way, is what it feels like. And they really want to be a solid competitor to BMW. And every time I get on one of these bikes, it's what it reminds me of. It feels like a BMW with more character. Now, I know you BMW guys are going to hate me. I did have a great time on the 900 yesterday, but it feels like a fun BMW. So, underrated bike. I think that should be on more people's radar if you're looking for this sort of buy it and just go ride all-in-one solution. If you want to do a bunch of mods yourself, maybe you buy a cheaper bike and put them on. But if you want to spend the money all at once, buy once, cry once, get a fully equipped, ready to go, the Rally Pro is a great bike to go with. It has everything. It's got a heated passenger seat even. Like, it is just loaded with luxury features. Now, I'm not the biggest luxury features guy. I appreciate them when I have them, but I don't need them. It's not something that I need on a bike. So maybe that drives the price up too much for you if you're like me. I don't know. But they're there if you want them, and there's no bike as fancy or no bike fancier. There are comparably fancy bikes, but it's not just fancy and luxury. It's also quite capable and fun, enjoyable to ride. Every time I get on these, I really have a good time. I like the triple. It's got a lot of character. I like the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro a lot. I liked the 1200 Rally Pro when I rode it. And just saying, if you're out there thinking about a middleweight adventure bike, don't discount this one. Definitely give it a test ride if you can. Triumph is really like working hard, it seems like, both in terms of R&D and also in marketing, because they're out there at every event getting people on these bikes. They know that the proof is in the pudding if they can just get you on it, and they're not afraid to do that. Up to and including letting some dumbass influencer with questionable riding skills take one of their $17,000 bikes unsupervised for an hour or two. So kudos to those guys and thanks to them. And obviously road performance, I haven't really touched on it a ton, but it just cruises, man. It blazes. It's very fun on the road. It's very fun on the road. It's a fun, fast, great bike to tear up the twisties and then tear up a gravel road at the end, that kind of thing. So I'm more interested in off-road performance personally, but I also really enjoy riding it on the street. It's very comfortable. So if you own a Rally Pro or a Tiger 900 or either the new or the old, I'd love to know in the comments what your impressions have been. And if you want to see more dual sport and adventure test rides, reviews, and other stuff, please consider subscribing to the channel, because I'm the Dork on the road and I want to be your internet riding buddy. Also, if you haven't yet, it would mean a lot to me if you would hit the like button. That really helps the videos, all the videos, be more visible, helps the channel grow. It helps get dorky motorcycling shenanigans out to all the people who need to be enlightened is the wrong word, but mildly entertained and or slightly annoyed by watching it. But I'm gonna head back to camp, probably get another test ride or two in, so keep an eye out. I got a bunch of test ride videos from Touratech on the channel. But for now, and as always, I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.